Some people take forever to make a decision on how consistent they should be. And my explanation was that your consistency should be in alignment with your goals. Did you configure the thing?
It's configured and stuff, yes.
So you don't have to use the other thing anymore?
What other thing?
Sorry, I got it fixed up. Do you remember like we had another remote?
Yeah, I don't need it.
Oh, so you channel that one to do the what?
No, I haven't gotten that deep yet, but I'm just pressing the buttons on the actual camera, and it seems to be working just fine.
Really, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We are talking about decisions. Ow. And how, are you good?
Oh, great.
But I just realized that something that I had on my to-do list, because now I've stopped doing a to-do list and I've started putting everything as chunks of time on my calendar so I could track it and classify, and I have a full-on video about that on the channel. If you have not looked at that yet, definitely do. Which is cool because now I see people are searching Zaylee Barclay Clapify. That's cool because people already search Zaylee Barclay Thinkific and Zaylee Barclay YouTube. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, so I saw that I put a chunk of time to do something, and I did it last night in like probably 30 minutes. And so it's cool to see that I don't have to do that today, so I can move around things and probably finish work a little earlier than I possibly thought. So I just wanted to share that. That's pretty cool because I have a few things to do still today. However, the video that we recorded, sorry guys, my brain, especially if I'm not intentionally recording, it's doing 5 minutes.
Let me tell you what her brain is like.
Tell me, tell us. We're listening.
And what I've noticed.
Is this something bad?
No, it's you're not the only person that does it. I notice it with.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, just women in general.
Oh, it's a woman thing now.
It's a woman thing.
It's
I don't mean to be like that, but I feel like women's brains work like a computer with 1,000 tabs open at the same time.
Which is why women usually have 1,000 tabs open.
Where are you going?
Just to close this so that the monsoon outside is not reflected in here.
Oh, okay.
What are we doing today? I'm trying to get myself together.
I don't know. We're here at
Ross's. You should get a pan of outside after. You can show the art, like show the stuff. No.
again with this.
So good. Okay, go ahead. So women.
See? It's like a internet, like an explorer, or you know, an internet browser with like 10,000 tabs open at the same time. It's okay though, you know. It's just how it is. It's how it works, and it's fine.
Let's talk about consistency then. So decision making will be another video because that's really important. I see a lot of people struggling to make decisions. So if you're one of those people that struggle, like you take forever to make a decision on something like what color your website should be like, or what your freebie should be, or how many times a week you should be posting, let us know, and so I'll create a video about that. But let me know down in the comments if you guys do struggle with those things, if you struggle with making decisions, if you're not somebody that can say, okay, I want this or this right now, or you take an hour to think about things, but you're the person who takes like months to think about something or weeks and you're wasting a lot of time, let me know and I'll create a video specifically for you with some tips on how you can combat that or what you should specifically be spending time based on.
Yeah, I mean, I think you were basically saying people waste time, too much time on the wrong things that really don't matter at the end of the day.
Yes. That's
like
what I
a
would say.
logo or the color of the logo
Yeah.
or whatever the case may have you, things that, it really doesn't.
Yeah, like when we're
freaking
starting
matter.
a business, right? Because you guys asked for more. Excuse me, what is going on with me? Like, why am I burping all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so um, when you're starting a business, so many people think about things like, oh my gosh, Sally, like what color should I make my thing, or what should I call myself, or what should I name this thing? Or we spend so much time on things that are really minute and mediocre when there are bigger things that you should be paying attention to. And so in explaining that, one of my examples was sharing about the fact that some people take forever to make a decision on how consistent they should be. And my explanation was that your consistency should be in alignment with your goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you say, I want to make $1,000 for the month, $1,000 extra for the month, then your posting should be in alignment with that. Like if you break that down to, it depends on if your product is $1,000 or meaning you only have to sell one product, or your product is $100 and so you have to sell 10 to make $1,000. Like you should be posting or creating content in alignment with your goals specifically. Like a lot of people have big goals, and don't get me wrong, $1,000 could be big to someone, right? I remember how it felt to make my first $1,000 in the online space. And so, you have to work in alignment with what your goals are. So that was my thought. But then Rio ended up saying, like, yes, that is true, but
It's something you had said about the goal or whatever the goal. It's like, and you saying, if you want to be at a certain level, you need to post 3 times a day or whatever the
yes.
case may be. And I just interjected and said, that is true, but everybody might not be able to just up and be ready to post 3 times a day per se. What you were saying was right. Like if you are trying to get to 50K subscribers or whatever the case may be, you do need to do that. But I guess it just boils down to people making like realistic goals.
Yes, I agree with that.
You're not gonna go from not posting at all to posting 3 times a week, or posting a video 3 times a week, or
I agree.
Whatever the case may be. So that's what that was.
Well, so for me, I feel like that comes down to like your goals. So I love that you said, okay, so you're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers in a year, right? Which is completely doable. And some unicorns do that in 3 months, right? They might make a controversial video or a response to somebody or something, and so that video goes completely viral. It does happen. But realistically, many of us on that journey are not going to hit 50 subscribers, in 3 months, right? So a realistic goal would then be 50,000 subscribers in a year, right? So then you have to create an alignment with that. You can't want 50,000 subscribers in a year and you're posting once for the month. That's not gonna happen, because the more entries you have into the pot, the more likely you are to create a video that everyone falls in love with and YouTube picks it up and it grows legs, and you get what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta be in it to win it.
Exactly. So I love that you said realistic goals. So for someone else, realistic might be 10,000 subscribers in a year, right? And realistic also has a lot to do with our, like, the things that we have to do. Maybe you do have a 9 to 5 and you're transitioning out, or maybe for, like, example for me, I remember I was doing an interview with Puno of Girl Boss, and she was saying she was also at Thinking Color, absolutely amazing. She is a genius. And so she was asking me if I felt like, because I have a full-blown business, on the back end, meaning that I'm creating online courses, I am teaching, I'm coaching, I'm doing partnerships, I'm doing sponsorships. She was asking me if I felt like that affected my growth rate on YouTube. And I would say for sure, because I am a business owner with a YouTube channel, meaning I use YouTube as my marketing. Right, so I'll create a YouTube video, we'll create a blog post, we'll send it out to the email list, we'll break that down into content for Instagram and all that jazz. So it doesn't always work out to where, I have all the time in the world to spend on YouTube, because you guys might be seeing one video per month on YouTube, but on the back end, I've worked a full-on 40-hour week or a 30-hour week. I have created multiple pieces of content, whether it be for my academy members, for the Start Your Grow Academy, or I'm launching something new, or I'm launching in which I need to create content pieces. Like, there's so much that goes on when you do have an online business, that you have to be really strategic and smart about the content that you're putting out to make sure you're finding the right people for your business if you're using YouTube as a marketing tool, right?
Right.
And in saying all that, do not forget, guys, that I do have a full-on workshop down below in the comments that's going to help you figure out what kinds of videos you need to create for your audience. Okay, Alexa.
So rude.
She is so rude. She's just always popping in, and she's going to say it again. Why did she repeat it twice? Can we turn that off?
She's your Alexa, not mine.
I use Alexa to manage my day, so she has my calendar, and so she keeps me on track all the time with whatever I'm doing. However, don't forget to grab that free workshop. It's down below. Learn all about video and video for your online business. But yes, so in essence, I think what I'm getting most from the conversation is goals. Like, goals, make sure and set your goals, but have realistic goals. I feel like we fall off when we do not have goals. If you have a goal, then you know that you need to work backwards, realistically, to meet that goal, right? Do we agree on that, sir?
Yeah, yes, we do.
Okay, I think that a lot of us are out there working without goals, meaning we're just deciding, I'm going to post once a day, and what is that specifically? What is the goal that you're moving to? Meaning, is your goal a subscriber growth goal? Is your goal I want to make more money with the audience I have right now goal? What is that goal? Is your goal a conversion goal? Like, am I leading those people to somewhere specific? Is your goal a audience growth goal? I think I said that already. Are you trying to build authority in the space? Like, what is your specific goal? Right. And obviously we know about SMART goals, right? So
yeah, I just think like when we first discover something and we get the confidence, like, oh yeah, I could do that, and you overshoot where it is, or how hard something is, or how difficult it is to stay consistent doing that thing.
I agree.
Or what it's gonna take to get that. So you might bite off a little bit more than you could chew. So that's why I say that, because I know I do it all the time. Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, so it's a big old grandiose goal of mine. And
it sounds good.
And then you get the trucking down the path, and you get a few steps in, and you're like, yeah, this is
not what I expected.
This is kind of far.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I definitely
small
agree.
chunks at a time, I guess you could say. Build yourself up to what it really takes to be that. It's kind of like.
And you said something really important. You said, me being consistent for a year is way more important than me starting and being all fired up about this thing and then stopping.
I kind of think that attached it to, like, it's like everybody's New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is New Year, new me. I'm gonna start going to the gym, and then you make this big old goal. I'm gonna lose X amount of pounds. I'm gonna change my body. I'm gonna go to the gym 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And you start off. You start in March. You ain't even get to March. It's January. You might get to the end of January and be like,
This is it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You might get 2 weeks in, 3 days a week, and then you're like, all right.
And then you start giving yourself
the third
next
week. You're
talk.
like, you know what? I went 2 days today. Let me just take today off, and then by February you're going once a week.
Yeah.
And then yeah, by March you're done.
I know that
Your
also
goal
well.
has eaten you alive.
Yes,
So.
and let us know if you know what that feels like down in the comments, because I feel like this is something that is genuine. I think that when people see online business owners or business owners or people that they feel like are killing it, they don't realize that we also go through things like this. Like, definitely go through things like this. And I think just like getting started is important, but making sure that you're learning along the way, like collecting data and realizing, like, what about the person who is probably going 3 times a week and realizes this is not sustainable, so I'm gonna start going like, 2 times per week, and you continue on. So making sure that you're playing for the long game, because that's really, 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 really important, I would say.
Yeah, especially with content creation, it's just you start doing something like, oh yeah, I could post like I got enough content to post like 3 times this week, and you want to post all 3 of them. Then you gotta sit back and think like, should I post all 3 this week, or should I post once a week for 3 weeks?
Exactly.
Do I want to be seen once a week 3 times, or do I want to be seen 3 times this week, and then next week I gotta make more, and then it's like, all right, I'm lazy, I don't fit, at least it gives you the time to make more stuff.
And we've done that, and a lot of times we have to pull ourselves back and be like, okay, let's just evaluate this right now before we, decide to do a bunch of stuff and release it in a burst, and then there's no, like, I've made those mistakes. You guys have probably seen me make those mistakes, live and direct. So don't feel bad if you are kind of in that space. But one thing I want to say too is, when you think about it as, like, if you remove yourself from what you're doing and say, I'm uploading this to serve people, I feel like it creates a whole difference. You get what I'm saying? Meaning that, you're doing it for somebody else and not only for yourself, kind of thing. Like, even if you think about it as one person, like I have one person waiting to see that upload when it comes through. That kind of helps you be consistent too, because now you're thinking, well, how can I help this one person once per week? Although your audience is going to keep growing if you keep, putting out content out there. But I think a lot of times when we're thinking about it in a self-serving way, obviously, if you stop, it's not on you. You get what I'm saying? Because you kind of told yourself an excuse. Well, girl, it's okay if you don't upload. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, even for us in this whole thing, I've always, I don't really want this to go longer than it really should have or whatever.
True.
But, I'll just make this last point. Yeah. But, like, even with this, like, I've always been, like, a fan of, like, things that are easy to make.
Yeah.
So, the easier it is to make it, not saying that you gotta produce low quality stuff, but like something that doesn't take a bunch of effort to make, you're gonna be able to turn it over.
Yes, I agree.
At a higher rate than something that's super duper high quality, high production, and you gotta.
Probably me putting on makeup, getting dressed every day.
Yeah, for you, which is probably why you wasn't able to, like, Puno said, you wasn't able to grow on YouTube, because that you have in your head, you have to do all of that to make a YouTube video. Yeah. So it's like, I have to mentally prepare myself to do all of that, rather than I just turn the camera on, and talk, and I'll edit it. And that be that. We could do that a few times a week. It's less of a production. Less of it's less stress, less thinking about.
And it's more of you kind of inserting yourself into my day rather than like a full on whole thing. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, So, and guess what? You don't need somebody else to do this. You can actually do it yourself as well. Like,
I'm literally just holding the camera.
Yeah, he's literally. So this could have been a tripod.
It can be on a tripod. Yeah.
Exactly.
I am a glorified tripod.
I mean, you're kind of cute.
I'm a handsome tripod.
There you go.
You can buy these on Amazon. Sorry.
So So I love that you put that in as our last point. Like, don't start off thinking about being perfect. If you start off now and you start being consistent and you start putting content out there, you're definitely going to get to a point where, you know, you're consistent, you're making more money, you can probably hire a handsome tripod or hire somebody to actually, you know, produce for you, but you got to start somewhere. So don't keep thinking about the well-produced production and default your step up into the journey towards that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's more important to just...
Yeah, I feel like more popular YouTubers really just use their phone.
Yeah, because again, it's easy.
It's in your hand.
It's easy. It's not high quality. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be high quality, but you know, they could pick up that phone 3, 4, 5 times a day and make a video if they felt like it.
Agree.
And whereas you feel like you gotta have this and that and this, you know. So
whatever, sir.
No, not you, but you know, I'm just saying, like everybody else.
I get it. So I encourage you guys to just get started, make a goal amount for your videos. Like decide, well, all right, you know what? I'm going to make 10 videos in the next, or 12 videos in the next 3 months kind of thing. Like aim for a number too, so that you don't fall off the wagon.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely head down below. There's lots of stuff in my description box that you should be paying attention to, so make sure you head down there and subscribe if you like what you're getting in these little gems of Start Shoot Grow on the go that we decided to do for you.
Say it again.
That's not my forte. They don't know what I'm talking about.
It's alright, I'm gonna explain.
No.
So she wants me to hold the cart, but I can't hold the cart and the camera. So I asked if she wants to hold the camera, and guess what she said? No. First, shoot